Hello guys, today in this video we're going to be building a budget 6th gen DDR4 gaming PC. So the parts we have is this Lenovo 6th gen motherboard that supports DDR4, an i5 6400, 128GB SSD, a power supply, 16GB of DDR4, a CPU cooler with a 3-pin connector, the I/O shield, the SSD bay, and the PC case, and the CMOS battery. So now I'm going to show how I assembled this stuff on the motherboard. Okay, so the motherboard isn't that hard to set up. All you have to do is pull this pin back, and then it will just raise. Then you get the CPU, i5 6400. And you place it in. Then you pull this back, and you'll feel a little bit of pressure, but that's normal. Then we get the DDR4 RAM, 16GB clock, that 2133 megahertz, and CL16 and 266. You open up the RAM slots like so. Then you just get the RAM. And it's meant to be the other way around. You want the back, where it says all the specs of the RAM sticks, to be facing the left side of your motherboard. So I'm going to get the other RAM stick, and we're going to place it in. Make sure to line it up with the ridges, and then just push in like so, and just make sure it's in. So now I'm going to go get the CMOS battery. So here we have the last part of the motherboard, a lithium coin battery or a CMOS battery. You need this so then power can go into the motherboard. So that's securely in. And now you have to put the CPU cooler on. We're going to put it on this way. Make sure to line it up. Then get your screwdriver, and then you just have to twist it in. Okay, so it's not screwing in, so we need to unscrew this one. I'm going to come back once I've screwed on the CPU cooler. Okay, so we've screwed the CPU cooler in, and now I'm going to place the motherboard inside the case. So, what we have to do is just raise this up. Get the I/O shield, which is right here. Line it up with this so we know how it goes in. And it's meant to go in like so. You just have to push it in. So it's a bit hard to put in this I/O shield since this this one's a bit weird shaped. Okay, now that's the I/O shield in. Now you have obviously all of these cables. So all we have to do is move the cables out of the way and put the motherboard in. Which is going to be a bit hard since we have all of these cables in the way. So I still can't put the motherboard in because of the cables. So we need to pull them out the case. I think it will fit now. Okay, so the motherboard is in. Now, we just have to get our screws. Then we have to start screwing it in. Which is going to be a bit hard to do since the motherboard is not going completely in where I wanted to go. Before we do that, I'll just plug in the cables, like the CPU fan cable. The USB 3.0 header. And then you have this black cable. Then you have this orange one. And then, I don't know where this big white one goes. But I don't know where this one goes, so we're not going to plug that one in. I don't know where this green one goes. I think it goes here. Then this cable goes there. And I think that's all the cables plugged in needed. So now we're going to get our screws. And I'm going to see if I can actually screw this in. This is very hard to do because the IO shield isn't fully in. I don't think so. Okay, I think now it will work. This screwdriver is not the best. So we're going to have to use our fingers. So it's really hard to screw these in. I'm going to go get another screwdriver. I will be back. I'm back with another screwdriver. So hopefully this one will be fine. Yeah, so that one worked pretty well. Then just get another screw. Okay, that one's screwed in. Now that we've got a better screwdriver, it's actually going quite easily now. Okay, so that's standoff is screwed in. Now we only have 3 more to do, so got another screw. By the way, this is the screws I'm using. Attach onto the screwdriver since it's magnetic. Okay, that one's done. Two more to go. Then we have the last one, which is going to be right here. That's not screwed in right. Okay, that's pretty strong. So that's done. Now we're going to get the power supply. This power supply is just the one that came with the head case. It's the Hunt key. It's 180 watts, I think. So if we just put it in like so. That's perfectly in. Then we just plug in the 10-pin power connector to the motherboard. And the CPU connector right here. Okay, that's done. Now we get 4 more screws. Then screw the power supply in. Okay, that's screwed in securely. Okay, so the power supply is secure. Now, I think what we need to screw in now is the SSD. Since there is 4 screwing points, I don't know how they screw in though. think this is what you place it. But I don't know where you would place it in. Instead, we're just going to make it easier for ourselves. And we'll just stick it on the side of the case. So for this, we're going to need a SATA cable. Which I think there is one. Because this SSD came in the case. I don't think there's an SSD cable. From what I can see, there is no SATA cable. So I don't really know how I'm meant to plug this in because I have the transfer cable, but the actual SATA, I think what we'll just do is plug it in like this and see if it works. So I'm gonna go get the SATA cable now. So I've got the 128GB SSD. I don't know what brand it's from, but it's 128GB SSD. All you have to do is just get it here. And that's in. Just do it from the other end. And then we can just place it anywhere in our case. I'm going to place it right here because it's a good spot and there's lots of space for it. Just there. I'm going to keep on looking for a SATA cable in this PC because without a SATA, I don't think, without a SATA cable, I don't think it will turn on. So that's the problem. But before I look for one, here we have like a little like sorting like thing. So we're going to put all the cables through there. So it's easy to sort then. So all the cables are in. And we've sorted them out quite well. As there's pretty good cable management in this case. I think if we just plug it into the wall, it'll turn on. But before, I'm going to see if I actually have a SATA cable that could actually work with this. Like a SATA to Modex or something like that. Okay, I do not have a cable that goes like that. So this is a really weird case. A really weird power supply as well because this is originally inside it. I don't really know how the SATA SSD actually worked. So I'm just gonna hope that this works because theoretically it should. I am gonna put a graphics card in here. I ordered a what's it called? I ordered a Nvidia Quadro K2000 to put in a different PC, but I can also put it in here to test the benchmarks because the other PC has an i5 1st gen, this one has a i5 6th gen, so there'll be a big difference in performance, and this one's got 16GB of DDR4 and the other one has got 8GB of DDR3. So I'm going to see if it'll work. I don't see a port for SATA either, like to plug in. I don't think. No, I don't see one. Okay, so I'm gonna go get a power cable and see if it turns on. I will be back. So I have the power cable here. I've plugged it in and see if it will show any signs of life. So that's turned on, but obviously I do not have something to see. Just everything is spinning. So I'm gonna guess it works. I'm gonna try and get a hold of a cable and see if something happens. I will be back. Hello guys, this is part 2 of building the Lenovo i5 6th Gen gaming PC. This time now we have a DisplayPort cable and we have some power cables. I'm going to plug everything up and then I'm going to show you guys if it turns on. Okay guys, we have everything set up. I'm going to see if this works. Power on. I don't really know what it's doing. Maybe we need to switch channel on the... We're going to try and turn it on again and see what's happening. Okay, so I do not really know what's wrong. It's not giving a display. The PC's not giving a display. So that's worrying. If we take out one of the RAM sticks, maybe it will do something. No display. Unplug the power cable. Okay, so that doesn't do anything. Now, put both sticks in. I'm going to remove the CMOS battery and see if that does something. If it doesn't, I'm going to do a part 3 and see if I can actually get this to work. Okay, so back in the CMOS battery. That's securely in. I don't really know what it's doing. Okay, so I don't really know what's wrong. I'm going to do some searching up, and then on part 3 we're going to hopefully get this to work. See you guys then. Hello guys, this is part 3, so it's going to be a really short chunk of this episode. We finally got the PC to work. All I had to do is switch to DisplayPort channel on my monitor. So everything works. It gives an error, but no operating system detected. So all I need to do is download Windows 10 or Windows 11 and I'll be able to use this PC. I will be back in part 4 when the graphics card comes and when I install Windows 10 or 11 on it.